visuals are for promotional use only. We do not own the rights to any of this content. We ain't making money off it. We trying to get the money.
Yeah. We about to get started over again, so we can just get in there. Everybody up there.
SpaceWave.
Yeah, like I said, we back again. SpaceWave Radio. About to come back in. I hope y'all enjoyed the music, feel me? You can check out more of that music on all streaming services. King Cullen M on all streaming services. You also can check them out. Like, everybody jumping back in. Let's do that shit. Feel me? Because I have a whole slumland, whole 757 about to be in the building tonight. You about to shake shit up, you heard? So let's get it jumping right now. On the record, off the record, you see that right there. That's S&D right there. Feel me? That's the producer of this show right here. We got questions on the record, feel me? Everybody jump in right now. So shout out to everybody tuning in, and shout out to the people that create this show. Feel me? Like, cause we only getting better. Feel me? Like, look, links right there for King Cullen. If you want to check out the music, feel me? You got a lot of joints, feel me? Like a lot of his popular joints, feel me? You know what I mean? A lot of his solo shit. About to get into it, so I'm about to get ready to invite them all right now. Shit, he invited me. Like, hold up. Close that right there. Where you at? Yeah. Everybody right there.
Yes, sir. I'm on.
King Cullen him and stuck in the SpaceWave atmosphere right now. Make some
One more time for me.
Alright, let me make sure everything's straight right now. Like, shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Let me hit them waves right there.
Alright, yeah, man. I can hear you clear.
So what's good? How you feeling right there?
Yes, sir. How you living, bro? How you living?
I'm cool. Like right now, I'm trying to see what the fuck is at the top of the screen right there. Like, what the?
Yeah. Welcome to Dreamland, everybody. You know, this is a spot. You feel me?
Everybody, shout out to everybody.
Mo Woods, please. What's going on, gangster? My family. I see my family in here. Y'all, what's good?
What's up, bro? Let me see if King Cullen in the building. One of the slumland visionaries, one of the DDOD. So I want to start the interview like, you straight?
Yeah.
I want to start the interview by getting a little bit in touch with you and letting everybody know who you are. So
it's like a little
let us know who is King. Alright, so I wanted to get off the record. I wanted to get it like, feel me, like, to let the people know who is King Cullen M. And that's what you go by, King Cullen M, right?
Yes, sir.
So let us know who is King Cullen M.
Well, my story. I mean, I ain't finna tell y'all too much crazy, but I mean, I'm King Cullen M.
No. Just give us the artist side of who is King, like who, like what, like as an artist, who you represent. I got more questions. Like, you see. Like,
all right, bet. So
this ain't a platinum record, but it's on the record though. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Cullen, man, I tell you, man, King Cullen M actually for me is a character I created outside of myself, where it's like I get to be myself, my full self. People that know my whole story, they know my name switches and stuff like that. I started out as U.S. Marshal and then switched to King Cullen M. The reason I switched to King Cullen M is like I really wanted to be known as myself. You know, I'm Cullen, so I wanted everybody to know me as Cullen, but that King at the front of it just to let people like I mean I don't know too many people that know me too crazy, but I'm royalty around here. Like I make this shit happen.
Respect, like, yeah, I dig that. Like, I can tell this is gonna be a good interview, cause like I can tell this is gonna be a good interview already. Like, cause I can already relate just off your first says I can already relate, cause I'm Ricochet, and Mr. Name on the check. I got like I actually got like 2 names on streaming services that I do music with. That if I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. If I'm that, I'm that. You know what I mean? Like, and just so I can tell this is going to be an insightful interview. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. So.
And don't you ever forget the period after that M. Never forget that period after that M.
King Cullen M is the base. It's you, like, and then you know you got other sides. Like, yeah, this is gonna be a real good interview right here. You know what I mean? So like, I want you to let people know where you from. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, like, what's the base like? Cause you know, like in pre-existing videos, like you was already featured on what was it? That's All Folks, right? You was on that. That's All Folks, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For sure. So, yeah, man, I'm straight out of Suffolk, Virginia, man. 757, you know, boom. But Suffolk, VA, like Slumland Visionaries, like that's where we reside. You feel me? That's home. I'm from downtown. Most of my friends is from downtown. Most of us from downtown. Like, and just like growing up in that, like, I mean, like where I grew up at, I'm like the hood right here. Like the hood right here, I stayed right here. So like I had to go to the bus over here. So like
it was go in the hood.
Yeah, every day. And I played football, so like I was known growing up as a baller. Like I played football all my life until I played all the way into college. I played in college and then switched out of college to start rapping.
Yeah, 6'4", yeah, you better play.
Yeah, no cap, 6'4", 290, no cap.
Right, yeah, like that's football weight, right?
For sure. D tackle, man. I was all conference sophomore year. I was like that, man. Anybody that.
So you had what it takes. You was like Cam or some shit. Like you was about to go to the league or some shit.
Say it one more time.
My fault. Like, yeah, it was lagging for a second. Like, but like you was like had the skill to make it to the league.
All right, look. I explained it. So basically, my junior year, well, going into my junior year, like I said, I was all conference my sophomore year. We had just won a championship. We went undefeated that year. My running back he was Division II Player of the Year. So I went to Virginia State. And after my sophomore year, that off season was the first off season where I wasn't ineligible, so I was able to practice and play. So while I was at practices and stuff, when NFL coaches was coming to see my running back, I was in the list of people they would come speak to. So I spoke to a bunch of different teams. I spoke to like the Jets, I spoke to the Eagles, I spoke to the Chiefs, and like going into that year, I felt like that was gonna be my year. But I ended started my junior year, until eventually I tore my UCL in my arm and had to get surgery. And then after I got surgery, I ain't never played again.
Damn. But you picked up the mic, though. That was like, was that always one of your skills? Like, you always like was musically inclined and was able to do music, or was it a way of expression?
Music for me was like, it really was a friend thing. Like I did it with my friends. So I started out, I'll never forget me and Trill T, shout out Trill T, DDLD for life, you already know. But me and Trill was in the back of the bus in 6th grade. And we was having a conversation, boom, 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 and it was the first annual talent show they was having at our middle school. So we decided, bet Trill already was rapping. Like I ain't never wrote a rap in my life, but he was like, yeah, bro, you want to be in this talent show with me? And that day I wrote my first rap and never looked back. Like yeah, and I can't even the journey crazy. Like I started off not too well, man. I tell you, like man, the things I heard growing up, like rapping wise, like people just criticizing my rapping ability growing up into what I became is kind of the whole story. Like I had to fight through all that shit.
dig that too. Like I can relate with this story. Like I mean, not saying like it's a story, but I feel you. Like 'cause it was like that with me too. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you know, like just like because I was an artist, nigga. I was drawing, feel me? But like you said, like my whole family, like niggas used to have the beat tapes and go buy the beat CDs back in the day and rap over the beat CDs. You know what I mean? Rap over the beats and like record shit on tape and record shit on like. Then we got to the CD shit, like you know what I mean, burning shit. So I understand, like feel me, like developing your shit. Like I was one of the low niggas in the bunch too. You know what I mean? But like over time, like you develop your shit. So I just wanted to ask you, like, as far as like the music, like your project right now is The Villain. Is the villain one of these you know what I mean, like characters, like not characters but personality?
So The Villain is something I actually created when I was young. So a lot, like I said, the whole story is crazy. One of my first mixtapes actually was called Young Villain. And it was kind of this concept I had where basically me internally, I think a lot, but I don't say a lot. So like that, I don't say a lot that I think. So I kind of say what's appropriate and think the opposite. So it was more, which is where The Villain came out, where it was like the eviler side of my thoughts, the darker side of my thoughts, the darker side of my head, so people could understand like what I actually think rather than just what I'm saying. So like when I made The Villain, it was more like, I mean, The Villain, like if you heard the album, of course, like it's a whole story, and like it's like, so like it's a fictional story, but like moments in that story is actually like what I went through in my head. And that's how like that whole concept came together.
That's a tight bro. Hold up.
Man, right, get that out.
I talk to a cough. Everybody knew that. But shit, nah, because the villain is a dope concept. The reason I say that is because, like, you know what I mean, like, it gives you an outlet. Like, I mean, like, and I like as the more I start doing research on you, like, you know what I mean, I start resonating with you, like, and everything that you're doing, like, you know what I mean, like, I see what you're doing. Like, if you listen to a lot of my old work, like, you'll like.
Well, yeah, send that shit to me, bro. No cap, I go through that shit.
Shit, like, so, like,
all I do is sit in here all day, bro. Let me show you the room, bro. All I do is sit in here. I got the stool set up, my microphone and all that. I sit in here all day, bro.
All right, so question: what does the M stands for?
Say it one time.
What does the M stand for in King Cullen M?
All right, so the M is actually really important in the M. So M is, my last name is Marshall, but so in my story, my basically when I was young, when I was 2 years old, my mom died and my dad left, and I was adopted by my aunt, my mom's sister, but her last name became Moser when she married my uncle. So growing up, I was always my last name is still Marshall, my mom's last name, but my brothers and sisters, well, my brother's last name is Moser. So growing up, I just didn't want to like people would always get confused. Yeah. So like growing up, people would always get confused by the name changes. Like people didn't understand that we was brothers and that our names slipped. So when I used to write my names on papers in school, I used to write Cullen M with a period at the end because I was both. So I never wanted to decipher between the two because I was part of both families.
Exactly. That's real. Now, like, cause I can ask. So, do you think that played a part in the? Do you think that played a part in the like personality switch? Like, you know what I mean? It's like where you like, cause I'm talking to you real, like to me to you, like we on an interview, but you understand what I'm saying, like, cause you know what I mean, like, cause, and I relate with that situation. I got family right now. I'm about to go to a funeral back home. Feel me, like on Wednesday, and it's like, feel me, like you separate, but you combine at the same time. You know what I mean, like, so you know what I mean, like, do you say that plays a part in that?
Yeah, I feel like for me it was like my separation came more like I was like growing up I I was not this person. So like for me it was a lot of like growing into myself, and with that came like for me I put on a mask a lot of times. Like I always call it like I grew up just wearing a mask. So I was, like I said, I was a football player. So I was on the team. I was a football player. Like I taught like a football player. When I was in class, if I was in a class full of nerds, I was a nerd. If I was in a class full of like hood rats, I was a hood rat. Like I put on the mask for the people that was around me for so long. So like I really, college broke me out of that, but like that is what like formed like this separate identity for myself, where I was like I'm like I could be what all of y'all are and better than what you doing. It like I can do what you doing and better than you, but like who I am is like unique. Like same with my name. Like I always like my first name because I never met anybody else with my name. So like it just made me feel like I was different. Like, and people had to understand that for me.
Right. So, I mean, I relate though. Like, I honestly, like, that's why I feel like when I start listening to your shit, like, bro, like, I really start relating. Because if you listen to like some of my old shit, like, it was one time I had like, you know what I mean, like I was able to like separate the identities. And once I was able to separate the identities, cause like, you know what I mean, I released like, you know what I mean, like, and just as being a person, like I'm just talking to you, talking about you as a person before the music identities and everything else. Like, you are who you are, and that's when you identify with King Cullen M. That's who navigate the music. If you listen to the music, you feel me, like, you know that is a lot going on, and like I'm not saying like you like you're not like I'm a fill you out rapper. Like I'm gonna listen to you, like cause the shit you talk about, bro, like is real shit. Like, and it's not like, you know, you're not selling an image. You talking about like you bringing yourself, you bringing your own energy. You know what I mean? And I relate, and I definitely relate to the shit. Like, so, like, now get back to what I was trying to say though. But I dropped a project back then, like Harvey Dent, you know, Two-Face. You know what I mean? I dropped the hard, like I ain't even gonna lie, and like people that's watching it that know me know, like when you feel me, I had my shorty at the crib. Feel me? I used to go outside. I used to holler at bitches, and I used to be like, yo, my name Harvey. You know what I mean? So when bitches like, yo, I'm fucking with Harvey, my bitch like, nah, my nigga name Rick. Like, like, you know what I mean? But like not only that, I dropped a project with that, feel me, and that was around the time that the Batman movie came out. You know what I mean? Like it was like a themed album. Feel me? I was feeling that energy from the movie. You know what I mean? So it was like, you know what I mean, that villain, and even that, like even my name on PlayStation. If y'all want to hit me up on PlayStation to play the game and shit, my name is the Blank Face Villain, because like you said, you can put that mask on, you could be whoever. Feel me? But they don't know your intentions. But see, look, this interview turning into more to an interview about me now. So let's switch it back.
Nah, what's crazy is like the villain. I actually got the original idea for the villain. It was a rapper so my favorite rapper is Busta Rhymes. My favorite rapper of all time is Busta Rhymes. And Busta Rhymes, he has his label Conglomerate. And it was a point in time he was dropping a lot of songs, and he had an artist under Conglomerate named Reek the Villain. And I used to listen to Reap the Villain all the time. And that's the villain. I almost changed my whole name to the villain. I was like, yeah, I fuck with the villain. The villain is who I am. But like, then I found out how to separate that shit from myself, because that shit is like a darker side of who I am. I fuck with that shit though.
Yo, but that's your identity, and in music right now is like the best thing to have is an identity. You know
For
what I mean?
sure.
Because right now, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Ricochet. Some of y'all might know me as Nasi, Mr. Name on the Check, Al Mushal, D, Ricky, but whatever you know me as, just know you about to be introduced to my world. So channel in as we tap into SpaceWave. Let's go.
Shout out Young Swiss.